Winter is coming.
Santa is sloshed.
Or, I mean, for the most part, it's already here. Which means that skate parks get more empty, the sun goes down earlier, and for the most part, less people are going out to skate. And this all makes sense, because skating in winter absolutely sucks. It's wet, it's cold, and even falling hurts more than usual. And although I know a lot of you rely on my uploads to keep you sane on those days that you just can't go outside to skate, I can't upload every day. Well, I mean, I technically could, but I would probably go insane and end up wiling out and joining Scientology or something like that. And I definitely don't want that to happen. So, although I can't upload every day, there are actually some things that you can do yourself to improve your winter skating experience. In fact, skating in winter can actually be really nice sometimes because you don't have to deal with the typical summer problems, such as having random kids with their Karens show up to a skate park, places being too crowded to skate, or even getting kicked out of some spots. So, without taking up any more time, let's get into some tips for you motivated skaters out there for how to survive skating in cold weather. Number 1, loosen your trucks. I'm starting off with something that most of you probably haven't heard of before, and that is that you should actually loosen your trucks on your board before you go out and skate in cold weather. The idea behind this is that as it gets colder outside, the rubber that your bushings are made out of becomes stiffer and more brittle in the cold, resulting in your trucks feeling like they've become tighter than usual, and if it's cold enough, there's even a chance that your bushings could crack and completely destroy itself. Although if it gets to that point, you probably need new bushings anyway. But regardless, try this out next time you go out and skate in the cold and let me know if you feel a difference. Number 2, warm up your board before you skate. Yes, this is actually a thing, and I feel like this one has a little bit more bro science behind it than the bushings one. But the idea is that as it gets colder, the wood and the glue on your skateboard becomes more brittle, and it's more likely to crack or just straight up snap in half. But that's just a theory. A skate theory. Okay, in all seriousness, although your board could snap because it's too cold, you probably would have to be skating in Alaska for that to really be a big problem. But more importantly, you shouldn't leave your board outside or in your cold garage overnight during winter because it'll overall weaken the wood and the glue on it and cause it to become more fragile and more likely to snap. But regardless of if you'll actually snap your board up because of how cold it is, your board will feel better under your feet when it's a bit warmed up. Be it from just sitting in front of your room or in front of the heater of your car. I don't know what it is, it might be a mental thing, but it just feels better. So try it out yourself and let me know what you think. Number 3, layers. I'm not going to go over this one for too long because if you live in the cold climate, you should already know that layers are your friend. But in case your parents failed to raise you, I am still here to tell you that wearing layers is nice because it keeps you warm when you're starting off your session, and as you get more warmed up, you can strip off thicker layers and get a nice boost of satisfaction every time you remove a layer and that cool air hits you. You'll also feel lighter and lighter the more you remove layers, which makes you just feel like you can do everything better the longer you ride. The one big thing that all of you should be wearing when you plan to do this is some nice thermals for your bottom layer. These are typically very light and will also help drastically when dealing with the cold. Match that with a fleece long sleeve and maybe even a puffy jacket, and you could probably skate into Stalingrad without a problem during the coldest of winters. Number 4, bring a hot beverage. Once again, no brainer for anybody that's lived in a cold climate before, but if you didn't know, now you know. Having a hot beverage on a cold day is absolutely the move. It'll warm you up from the moment that it hits your throat all the way down to your balls. Absolutely 10 out of 10, recommend it for everybody. Number 5, have some backup hardware. Just like with wood in your bushings, your hardware also becomes more brittle in the cold. So having some spare hardware, especially a kingpin, can really save your day if you have it. This can also apply for bearings as well. Skating in the cold just puts a lot of stress on practically all aspects of your skateboard, so having a few spare parts will eventually come in handy. Even if it's just old stuff you have left over, it doesn't really hurt having it just in case. Number 6, having a sacrificial skateboard for wet weather. You could call this a rain board, a wet board, or a waterlogged piece of
Baba Booey.
But they all have the same purpose. To be the board that you have that you just don't care about. Or if you know what you're doing, get off a board that's nearly entirely resistant to water damage or practically anything that you throw at it. And for the most part, this consists of you spraying your deck and bearings and water repellent stuff that can really only help you so much in reality, because most of this stuff will eventually come off with time, and it doesn't really work that well on Griptape, or if it does, it'll eventually come off after you wear it out by just skating with it. The ultimate way to build a really nice, long-lasting waterproof skateboard is by covering your deck in wax or a waterproof spray every time you go out to skate, having ceramic bearings which won't rust, having aluminum or even better, titanium trucks so they don't end up rusting, and also I'm pretty sure if you get titanium trucks, they will spark when you grind curbs because titanium does that, right? I'm pretty sure it does. So that's kind of just a cool benefit in general. And then also you have to rub wax in your pivot cup and bushings every now and then so you don't squeak too much. And that's pretty much it. I was kind of wondering if using rubber grip tape would also be a good alternative to regular grip tape in wet conditions, but I couldn't really find anything about it online, and I haven't tried it yet myself, so I don't really know, but this could also be a good option too. Let me know if any of you guys have had any experience with rubber grip tape. Anyway, the other option that you really have is just having a board that you simply do not care about in the slightest bit. Forget the bushings, forget the bearings, forget the clean grip tape, just let it rust and mold and fall apart until you literally can't skate it anymore. Number 7, if you can skate inside, skate inside. If you have a heated garage or can skate in somehow an indoor skate park right now, I'm not sure how you can get that, but you'll hook me up if you can, then honestly, you're in luck. Don't take it for granted because most people, me included, do not have that luxury. And I know that if you already have that, you probably aren't watching this video, but for those of you that don't have a heated garage or an indoor skate park, get creative. Maybe you could set up a mini ramp in your kitchen or something like that, right? Or even better, find some abandoned crack den and start a small fire for some heat and practice inside it all day long. There's no way that could go wrong, right? Number 8, stick to covered parking lots. I'm pretty sure I used this one in a recent video, but yeah, you don't have to have a garage or an indoor skate park or even a crack den to call your own this winter. Empty parking lots are honestly the move. They typically have plenty of curbs to practice slappies on, and if you find a good one, you typically shouldn't really get bothered too much by anybody else. The only downside is you're still going to be kind of cold, and that's why you wear layers and bring something warm to drink with you. And while we are on the subject of warm things, I just want to throw a slow tip in there for anyone else that might not know yet. Get some hand warmers and just keep them in your pockets while you skate. These things are literally a day saver because your hands typically get the coldest even if you have gloves on, and if you aren't wearing a beanie, your ears get really cold too. And having something that can warm them up feels really nice, and it's also really cheap to get just a huge pack of them, and it's totally worth it in my opinion because they last you like forever. And they're just great overall, so yeah. Number 9, accept defeat. You know, sometimes the weather's just too bad to skate, and at a certain point you just won't even be able to go outside, or you won't even want to. And on days like these, it's just nice to stay inside, play some video games. Maybe watch some Skate or Die, and then rub one out before you go to bed. What a great day, right? But if you want to keep skating, even during the worst of winters, really the only thing that's closest to it is snowboarding, which is what I really like to do during winter. Or you could even try out some snow skating if you have a bunch of snow near your house. Anyway, I know that winter sucks for skaters, but I'll be here all year and for however long the YouTube feds allow me for. And as long as I'm here, I'll be uploading a video at least once a week, or maybe even twice if I'm feeling generous, or when that YouTube revenue getting kind of low and I gotta pay that rent. So at least you'll have something to look forward to every week. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and drop down your tips for how you survive winter in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss another upload. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.